The following program is a presentation of Jez Sports. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Main Event Podcast. We are here today discussing WWE Payback 2023. I'm Jez. That's Dan, current World Prediction Champion. How you doing?
I'm all good. How are you?
I'm all right. It's a bit warm, a little bit.
It's rather warm.
It's toasty around the edges, but warm. I like that, so I can't really complain. What I could complain about is the fact that we didn't get it, in the summer bit of the year. We're just having it now, and that it's not really much use to me as somebody who has a child and would have liked to do summery things in the summer, but
no, you're not allowed.
No, not allowed. Can't have it all. Apparently it's going to be a nice weekend though, so we'll try and make the most of it. But there is an awful lot of very good sport on this weekend as well, so the child may get neglected. We'll see. How have you handled the heat?
I've just been sweating it out.
Yeah, someone that works outside, it probably hasn't been the greatest week for you.
No, I've not enjoyed it.
Well,
just been sweating and stinking.
Nothing new there. Guess it sucks to be you. But at least, you come home to a nice, cool, you can just rub the World Prediction Championship on your face and that'll keep you cool because, metal is like that. It stays cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that takes us nicely into a little update of predictions because due to our very busy schedules, we haven't been able to discuss the two Impact Wrestling events that have happened in the last month. That is Multiverse United 2 and Emergence. But we did predict them, and the scores do count. So I will now dispense with any notion that we're going to discuss them because it's just not going to happen time-wise. So we'll just crack on with the scores. We came into this week as it was with a score of me 9, you 10. At Impact versus New Japan Multiverse United 2, we tied with a score of 8. At Impact Emergence, we also tied, but with a less impressive score of 4. So, in the overall scheme, nothing has changed, which we are kind of used to on this podcast. We do seem to tie quite a lot. Not by getting the same things, though, is the weird aspect of it. It's like we get different ones right and wrong, and then we just end up with the same score. It's really bizarre, frankly.
It's very bizarre.
That brings the score to me 21, you 22. You're still ahead by 1 as we go into WWE Payback. Shall we crack straight into this WWE event?
We shall.
Okay. It opened with a steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. Great way to start, in my opinion. The good, the bad, the ugly, Dan. Over to you for this one.
Well, one thing I've got to say is the welt on Trish's forehead.
I've got that in the ugly section. Personally.
Yeah, that is in the ugly, but I've just got to get it out of the way now because,
it was the key thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the key thing. And also Trish Stratus, I think she put on her Instagram or somewhere a picture of her stood like this and her arms are just bruised from everything. So it's like, oh, they went for it.
Oh, they did definitely go for it. Yeah. It was a big old match. And I've put it in the ugly because I'm not wholly convinced that Trish didn't suffer a concussion in that match. And
she probably did.
And I question whether it should have been stopped at certain points. She did manage to finish it, and kudos to her. But, we've learned a lot about concussions, especially in professional wrestling in the last 20 years. And considering for a little drop of blood, they'll stop and glue you back together, which doesn't really affect anything and makes no difference whatsoever to somebody's health and well-being. When somebody has clearly got a concussion, has come up in a mark such as that, which is a very obvious sign that they have been hit very hard in the head, I do think that somebody in the medical field should have stepped in there, really. And it would have been disappointing, and it would have caused boos, and it would have been, not very good entertainment. But the safety of the performers is paramount. So it did make me slightly uncomfortable watching the rest of this match after that point. But that's my only ugly.
That is my only ugly. To be honest, the rest of it is good.
Okay.
So I've got Trish trying to escape the cage straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Great heel thing. Trish making Becky smile.
Yep. I've
got to
that.
laugh at that.
Yeah.
How each woman was taking the shots to the cage. Great. I mean, we've already talked about Trish taking shots. Widow's Peak. Twist of Fate. Paying homage. I liked how Trish's legs got stuck in the top of the cage when she was trying to escape. I thought that's quite good. That actually, that's a good way of doing it. Then I've got something which I quite liked, which was after the match,
right?
Which was Zoe Stark turning her back on Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I mean that relationship was obviously not going to last forever, but I don't know. Zoe Stark's going to go back to doing nothing now. She's probably barely going to be on TV.
Bring back the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, let's not do that, actually. It does seem like maybe there's going to be something going on there with Shayna Baszler after what happened on Raw. Seem that. So who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anything else?
I've got a bad.
Okay.
Kick out of the Stratusfaction.
Yep, I've got that too.
It's kicking out of a finisher, as we always say. No.
Yeah, but at least nobody kicked out of the super rock bottom from the top rope.
That was a good one, yeah.
If anybody had kicked out of that, that would have been the dumbest of the dumb, quite frankly. Yeah. So there was that.
Yeah.
Just a couple of goods to add to yours, in addition to what you said. The bulldog from the top turnbuckle. I thought that was executed well. The superplex from the top of the cage. That looks really good.
Yeah.
And then one other bad, other than the kicking out of the Stratusfaction. Trish Stratus staying in the Matrix move.
Yeah.
She never has ever done that. And it was just very convenient that she chose this moment to stay in that. It would have been better if Becky was ready and in position to instantly attack her in the Matrix move rather than her staying in it for so long, because it just broke the reality of what was happening, basically. Yeah. But they're nitpicks at this stage. Over the course, it was a really good match and a great way to open the show as far as I'm concerned. So kudos to them. Predictions, we both went for Becky Lynch for the win, surprise surprise, which immediately makes us the ones.
Yeah, baby.
I'm turning into more of a Bullet Club thing now that the now that the bloodline is donezo, and that Jey Uso has firmly renamed himself in homage to our show.
Main event.
He was always main event Jey Uso, but it was kind of a side thing. Now he is, all in on main event Jey Uso. It even says it on the screen now. So thank you, Jay. We appreciate your efforts to publicize our little podcast. It's very kind of you. Moving on, the next match was The Miz versus LA Knight with special guest referee John Cena.
Juan Cena.
And it falls to me to good, bad, and ugly this, doesn't it? Well, it's not going to take very long because I felt like this was a fairly forgettable match, which is a shame. I do think the addition of John Cena kind of took away from the match, really.
Yeah.
I've got it as a bad that he was involved,
Yeah.
and it's not because I dislike John Cena. He's fine, whatever. It's more he didn't need to be here. The rivalry had been pretty hot between The Miz and LA Knight without him, and he just shoehorned in.
Yeah.
So not a fan of that. Two goods. The Miz trying to walk out.
Yeah.
And I've just got decent enough, but nothing special. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a match that happened. It was okay, basically.
Yeah.
Anything from you in addition to that?
I've got another bad.
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight kicking out of a skull crushing finale.
I didn't even notice that. I guess I fell asleep. Yeah.
Yeah. So another kick out of a finisher.
I mean, it is very possible that there are points where I just dozed off because I stayed up for every event this past weekend, and I haven't done that in ages. Yeah. Do you know what time I went to bed on Monday after All Out? 7 a.m.
Jesus Christ.
That's when All Out finished with the press conference afterwards. Yeah. I didn't sleep for very long either, but there you go.
Yeah.
Yo, Ali, welcome in. Good to see you. He never says hello to you. It's quite rude, really. Ali, say hi to Dan.
Say hello to me. I've said hello to you.
Like Dan's here too. You're looking fresh tonight. No, mate, that's sweat. That's not. It's warm, and I'm not afraid to say that I'm a bit
hi,
sweaty.
Nan. I'm not your Nan.
He doesn't have his belt on tonight. No, he does that at the beginning and the end, and then it sits next to him.
It's right here.
Otherwise, his puny arms can't carry it the entire show.
The belt that Jeremy doesn't have.
Yeah, that's true. Are you watching the Rugby World Cup tonight? Not currently, because it's going to kick off in like 3 minutes. But after that, I might tune in for a little bit of it. Yeah. Am I your biggest and loyalist fan? I can't speak to biggest because I've never seen what you clock in on the scales. But loyalist, maybe. Yeah. Seeing as though I'm the only one here again. You're the only one chatting. We've got a lot of
There's other people.
What's the word I'm looking for? Non-participant. Non-vocal. Yeah, there you go. That treat the podcast like a podcast and just listen. Yeah.
Just have a good listen while they're doing stuff, probably.
Exactly. And we appreciate everyone, regardless of whether you are vocal or not vocal. Yeah. Rugby's about to start. Good luck with your predictions. Thank you, Ali. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Remember Payback from the old WWF days? You don't. You remember Backlash, which is a very similar premise. It's funny, actually, that they do Backlash now after WrestleMania, which it always was, actually, and apart from the few years where they changed it. So it's Backlash after WrestleMania and Payback after SummerSlam. It's like they've got two revenge-based premium live events after their biggest shows of the year. Like,
it's quite good.
They need another one after Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble. Like, you could just go straight up with Revenge. They've got Vengeance.
Vengeance. They could bring that back.
They could take that back from NXT. Yeah. A Little Bit Miffed. That would be a great name for a premium live event. That would be after Survivor Series because that's the lesser of the big four, in my opinion.
A bit miffed.
That might be a controversial statement. Somebody might, verbally stab me on the internet for saying that. But yeah, Payback was a board game. Do you remember that? I do not.
No.
As in a wrestling-based board game or just a general board game?
Funny.
Yeah, they've got a name for that. It's not really a funny dance. Yeah.
No, it's a proper traditional thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on.
Anyway,
perhaps Ali will tell us about that board game, and we can come back to it later. But next up, before we move on, predictions. Yes, we both went for LA Knight, so
surprise,
takes us to 2.
We the twos.
No, a general one, more to do with banks. No, mate, that's Payday. Yeah. You're 2 for 2 on cocking that up there, Ali. I've got to be honest. It's not Backlash, and Payday is the name of the board game. Payday. Love that game. Not enough to remember what it's called, but there you go.
Oh dear.
Christ on a bike. Next
Yeah.
match, United States Championship, Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. Over to you for the good, the bad, and the ugly of this one.
This was just, again, another kind of come and go match for me. Uglies, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, I've got that in ugly as well.
Advertisement. Have you noticed it's always Rey Mysterio's matches?
I mean, it's because he appeals to children. It's that's his demographic. He's there for the children. But I will say, every time I see that cross promotion with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it makes me less likely to buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I doubt I'm the only one that feels that way. It's not doing Cinnamon Toast Crunch any favors. In fact, it is turning wrestling fans away from buying it. And it's a tasty cereal, but you live and die by the sword, and I want to put one through whoever decided that this was a good marketing idea.
Whoever's in charge of marketing at WWE.
It's probably a whole team.
Yeah, you're going to be stabbing a lot of people.
That's fine. I can take their jobs. Anyway.
The rest of it, some goods. Theory trying to take off the mask. Why not?
Yep.
Ray's, I was trying here.
Sounds like you made an effort, yeah.
Ray sliding out the ring to deliver a DDT to Theory. And then the last thing I got, just wide roll up.
Yeah, I haven't even got that. That's how little that anything really resonated with me. I have got that this was a match that happened. I truly think it was a match that happened. And the only standout moment that I have is the spin out, sit out powerbomb, which looked great. Other than that, there were no real memorable things as far as I'm concerned. So kudos to finding some more things to like in this one. I just don't get Rey Mysterio having the US title other than to pad his number of reigns, but drop it to someone else now. There's a prevailing rumor that's worth discussing, and whether you feel like it's coming, that Santos Escobar is going to turn on Rey Mysterio.
I've heard that one.
What do you think about it?
Yeah. Why not?
I just don't really see the point. Like,
No.
it would just be another in a long line of people that Rey Mysterio trusts turning on him, and not that the poor guy has had enough of that, but it's just a bit dull. And what good is going to come of it from Santos Escobar's point of view? He's just then going to be, he'll have a feud with Rey Mysterio, he'll probably lose, and then he'll be back doing nothing with with Legado del Fantasma. So meh.
What they should have done is put the United States Championship on Santos Escobar originally.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves it far more than Rey Mysterio at this stage.
Rather than that stupid, oh, he's got an injury. Right, Ray, you can do it. No,
I mean, it betrayed their plans from the beginning, didn't it? And the fact that they had to call an audible when Rey Mysterio got that concussion in his match with Santos Escobar. Mysterio was supposed to win that one, clearly. But all of it, just, it's fast forwardable as far as things are concerned at the moment. Predictions, we both went for Rey Mysterio. I was very close not to, actually. I was thinking, is it time? Is it time for that turn? Is Santos Escobar going to cost him the title? But I was like, no, I'll play it safe. And so did you. So Rey Mysterio for the win takes us to 3 apiece. Next, finally getting to something decent. After the cage match was decent, but we've had a bit of meh. But my nap was over as the Steel City Street Fight Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match took place between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Damian Priest and Finn Balor.
It's you.
Is it? Oh, goody. I've got no bads and no uglies. I only have positive things to say about this match.
Go on then.
Starting off with Finn Balor standing on a terrible towel.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean very much to you, I'm sure, as a non-American football fan.
Well, they kind of described it a little bit.
Yeah. It's basically an old standing tradition for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the crowd members buy them and wave them above their head. I have a terrible towel, even though I'm not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but because I went to a game with the Pittsburgh Steelers in it on the day that I got engaged to my wife. So I thought a terrible towel would be a good memento.
Nice.
Now that I think about it, buying something terrible to commemorate the event probably isn't the best message, but we've been married for eight years now, so
something's working.
So it's fine. Yeah, everybody needs to buy a terrible towel on the day they get engaged. Apparently,
yeah. Good marital advice.
Yeah. Another piece of good marital advice: separate quilts. I swear by it.
Fair enough.
Only causes arguments if you share a quilt. One person always wants more than the other, or always wants it in some kind of special way. Just have separate quilts. Have a bit of a hug before you go to sleep, and then go back under your own quilt and actually sleep. That's what you're there for. Anything else, you don't need quilts for it. So just have your own quilt to sleep. Marital advice from Jez.
There we go.
Anyway,
that's a whole different podcast.
The tribute to Terry Funk from Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
it's very nice to see. Kendo sticks to the trash can on Finn Balor's head.
Yeah.
Excellent. Kevin Owens bleeding, but the match carrying on.
Yeah.
Don't see that much in WWE anymore.
No.
It was obviously an accidental bleeding because they don't do deliberate bleeding in WWE anymore, but they didn't have a hissy fit about it and try and glue him shut again, which is
like
nice.
They did with Finn Balor.
Yes. Although, to be fair, that was a far more substantial cut, and that probably did warrant being glued back together, considering it was a gash like that big and like that deep, like you could see a skull. Anyway, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn dressing up in the hockey garb, paying tribute to the hockey team. They're Canadian. They like hockey.
Canadian. The
Blue Thunder Bomb to chairs. That was awesome.
Yeah.
The standing suplex to the chair bed from Damian Priest to Sami Zayn. The Swanton Bomb from the balcony through the table. Like massive shades of Jeff Hardy when he did that at Madison Square Garden. And I want to say Royal Rumble 2000 in the match with the Dudleys, but it could have been any match in that period. But I'm pretty sure it was at Madison Square Garden, and I'm pretty sure the Royal Rumble 2000 was at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Citation needed. Two more goods. Rhea Ripley spearing Owens through the barricade, and Dirty Dom being Dirty Dom with the briefcase and handing Judgment Day the win.
Yeah.
Very pleased to see the titles change hands and go to the Judgment Day.
I'm just waiting for them to actually merge them together and just have one belt each.
Yeah, and I had a weird dream the other day, and it'll never happen, but I had a dream that I was watching Raw, and they decided that they were going to split the belts.
Yeah.
One set of the belts were tag team titles, and then they made trios titles with the other ones. They didn't call them trios titles, though. They call them the Freebird titles, as in the Freebird rule.
Yeah.
So, but it'll never happen because then they'll be accused of copying AEW with their trios titles, and they don't like to be accused of that kind of stuff.
No.
Even though they do it a lot. Any other goods or any bads or uglies from you?
No, you summed it up beautifully.
Excellent. I do like to do that. And the only bad, as far as I can tell, is the fact that we both went with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the win.
Yeah.
I played it safe. The dream.
So did I.
The dream was that the Judgment Day would win, but I didn't think it was going to happen.
I'm happy that the Judgment Day have won.
Yeah.
And can we just say about Damian Priest's new briefcase that he got on Raw?
I like it. I mean, purple is my jam.
It's nice with Senor on it as well. It looks really good.
Yeah. How do you feel about the potential of JD McDonough joining the Judgment Day?
I think I'll be up for it.
I mean, yeah, I don't really care that much. I don't really like the guy, but
yeah,
it's better than him feuding with like Balor again. And it's just like watching two clones fight. It was weird.
Yeah,
back when they did it at one of the NXT UK events, Blackpool maybe. Who knows? I can't remember more than one event, and I already pulled out Royal Rumble 2000 tonight. So there you go.
That's your lot, folks.
Yeah, you only get one delve into the long-term memory from Jazz.
Yeah,
and NXT UK wasn't that long ago. So
yeah.
Next up was the Grayson Waller effect with Cody Rhodes. Highlights of which being that Jey Uso is back. He's now a Raw superstar.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, sir?
What, Jey Uso?
All of it. The Grayson Waller effect, Jey Uso.
Grayson Waller effect, fine. When's he actually going to do something other than the Grayson Waller effect?
He beat Edge.
He beat Edge, yeah. But when was the last time he wrestled apart from that?
Last week in a tag team match, him and Theory against someone. Yeah, he was in a tag team match. Yeah, they won. Yeah, he talked about it like they carried the momentum for Austin Theory into so that he could retain his title.
Oh yeah, that helps.
Yeah, didn't happen, did it?
But yeah, it's fine. Obviously, the big highlight was Jey Uso. Jey Uso actually going off and doing something on his own properly. I'm all for it.
Me too.
Yeah. Especially as they now have got separate, Jimmy and Jay have got separate musics as well.
Yeah. And it struck me how over Jey Uso is. Like, they did that wide long shot of the crowd as Jey Uso was on the ropes doing his like bouncy thing. And there was hardly a person not taking part. It was like, wow. I don't think you've seen that kind of participation from that level until, since the Yes Movement.
Since the Yes Movement, yeah.
I mean, LA Knight is obviously the most over person in the company at the moment, but I think Jey Uso is not far behind, to be quite honest with you.
How long before he gets a singles championship?
It's a good question. And what singles championship is available to him? Could he be the one to dethrone Gunther? We could do now that Gunther's broken the reign.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that, I think.
Yeah, it would be a massive kudos for him to break that streak.
Yeah,
because eventually it is going to lead back to Jimmy and to Roman Reigns. Apparently they want to do that at WrestleMania. Okay, fine. Your timing is just way off, WWE. We shouldn't be having to wait this long for it, but fine. As long as you are doing something entertaining with Jey Uso between now and then, and it seems like you're going to try, then I guess I'll live with it. But it's a bit random that you're going to wait that long. But Jey Uso being on Raw is really interesting. The notion that somebody is going to be traded to SmackDown as a result is pretty interesting. Who is your money on to go to SmackDown?
I don't know, really.
I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes.
Do you?
I don't think it's going to happen soon. I think maybe around Survivor Series or after Survivor Series, ready to go into the Royal Rumble and win back-to-back Royal Rumbles, Cody Rhodes.
And then face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Finish the story.
Dethrone Roman Reigns. Yeah.
We're
it's going to be a long storytelling.
Yeah. We're at the point now where Roman Reigns can lose the title.
Yeah.
He's gone as far as he's going to go in terms of historic title reigns, unless he's going to keep it for 8 years. He could, I guess, but are we really going to do that? Because
maybe.
I mean, I love the tribal chief Roman Reigns, but even I will be bored by then. I think of the same old. Like, I don't know how they did it back in the day. How they put up with
Was
such
it when they
long
had
title
like
reigns.
fewer TV shows? I'm guessing
It was a lot less. You didn't have a weekly
Yeah.
television show. It was just
Yeah.
local events
Yeah.
once, maybe twice a month. So I guess you're not seeing them quite as much. But even then, like,
Yeah.
who is it? Bruno Sammartino, 8 years. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, mate, no one's that good, honestly. Anyway, I think that will take us nicely over to the next match.
Mm-hmm.
A woman herself in a slightly historic title reign, being that it's the first of this championship, the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley, I should say, defending against Raquel Rodriguez. There's a lot of R's to trip you up in this. Yeah, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, wrestling real Rice. I don't know. I couldn't think of the last one.
Wrestling real wrestlers.
Wrestling real rough.
Real rough. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Good match. Enjoyed it. I liked that they had the testing of the strength of each other. They're like, let's see who's toughest.
You don't really get the opportunity to do that very much in a women's match, like,
no,
because it's like, I don't care who's stronger. It will have no bearing on the match. But in this one,
yeah,
you kind of want to know. Yeah,
it did. Rhea's drop kicks were on point every time. The running knee into the pose from Rodriguez. Working on the knee from Rhea. Great. Using the ring post. And then Dirty Dom being Dirty Dom. Get in there. And then obviously Ripley getting the win, which I couldn't see this going to Rodriguez.
No. And I think you enjoyed this match a bit more than I did. There were large swathes of this match that I thought were quite generic, and the still kind of greenness of Raquel Rodriguez did come through a fair bit in this match. The ugly I have is the botched Tahana bomb.
Yeah.
They made out that it was kind of deliberate, either way, deliberate or not, I don't think it looked good. It was either a poor choice or a bad botch. Take your pick. Good wise, I liked Rhea Ripley's dominance for the majority of the early part, at least, and I liked the powerbomb to the barricade by Raquel Rodriguez. That was decent. But whoa.
What the hell happened there?
One of my lights went out. I'm not quite sure why. See if I can turn it back on. God knows why it did that. It just turned itself off. Maybe I had a power surge or something.
That was interesting.
Yeah, everything else seemed to survive, but the light was like, "No, mate, can't be bothered with that."
Nah, mate, I'm out.
Like, shit, it's the Undertaker.
Yeah,
that's when you know I'm in trouble, when the music starts as well. But
no, it's when you hit a bong.
Bong. Yeah, I would defecate myself.
As Jez pegs it out of the room.
Possibly in excitement, who knows? But
anyway.
That takes us to predictions. We both inevitably went for Rhea Ripley, which takes us to 4 apiece.
4 horsemen. Did you also know that Rhea Ripley's attire for this was in homage to China's attire?
I did know that. Yeah. You could see the hallmarks of it with like the buckles and the leather.
Yeah.
Fair play. She does like to pay homage quite a lot. Be it through attires or through what she writes on her cheek and all kinds of things. So yeah. One day she might even pay homage to her boyfriend in some way rather than completely
not her boyfriend.
His existence. No, are they married or
fiance now?
Whatever.
You're out the loop, mate.
I don't think fiance is really a real title. You're either married or you're not, as far as I'm concerned.
Basically, all the people who fangirl over Rhea Ripley are now crying.
Well, they should get a life then, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Did that include you in that?
I liked her, but I wasn't like fantasizing over her.
Fair enough. No, it's Buddy Murphy's ex that you are more swooning
Oh,
over.
yes.
Yeah, you're too late on that one as well. Anyway, World Heavyweight Championship. Seth freaking Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Thank you for encompassing my pain. It's you now.
It is me, yes. No uglies.
No.
And I will start this by putting in my only bad, which isn't really a bad, it's just a general musing.
Yeah.
There was nothing really bad about the match.
No.
But it felt like there was something missing. And I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
It was just lacking in some way. Strangely. A few goods, though. You know? Ooh, we're dying again.
Oh, we're flickering again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh! Perhaps you got a dodgy fuse.
Or just maybe the light is dodgy. I don't usually use this light. I use the other one. Shall I dig out the other one? Hang on. Bear with a moment. I'll mute my microphone so that the good people don't hear it.
Yeah. We are having an intermission right now while Jeremy has a technical issue. You can't hear it, but I can. There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh. He's trying there, guys. He's trying. Oh. We have light. He's hit the camera so many times.
I said I've got light now. I just can't make it stand up anywhere. Hang on. You're behind the curtain here, folks.
Yeah, this is what you don't see.
Yeah.
Look at the concentration on Jeremy's face.
Right. I think that's staying.
Yeah.
By the next show, I'll have blue tacked it to the wall. There you go.
Anyway.
Or I'll get a hook or something. Anyway, where were we? World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura. I was about to run through my goods.
Yes.
The manga / anime style graphics.
Yeah.
For Shinsuke Nakamura, they were nice. Very pretty. I quite hope we get to see kind of more story and build using those again. That was nice. Seth Rollins tribute, the attire, the tribute to Bray Wyatt. That was nice.
Yeah.
What I call old school Nakamura. We haven't seen kind of this side of Shinsuke Nakamura for a while. And love to see it, basically. I think the last time that I saw this kind of passion and energy in the ring from Shinsuke Nakamura was in his feud with AJ Styles. And that was years ago.
That was years
2018, 2019. It was a very long time ago. So it's good to have the old Nakamura back. The landslide from the top rope by Shin, that was cool. And I do feel like this was a hard-fought win for Seth in a match that we obviously expected Seth Rollins to win, and it was just an inevitable extra defense for Seth. He did have to work hard for it, and it was a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good match. Yeah.
Anything to add with that?
No, well, I've got, Shin really working on the lower back, especially when it was a bit creepy when he was kind of rubbing the lower back and like going all like this.
Oh, that did make me laugh, actually. Yeah.
It did make me chuckle, but at the same time, I was like, it's slightly creepy.
Yeah. Deliberately creepy, though. Like, mental mind games to your opponent kind of creepy.
Yeah. But yeah, good match. There was a lot of call for Shinsuke to bring back the body paint that he wore in Japan, where he had like almost like a demon-y persona.
Yeah.
Like just bring it out for this pay-per-view, which I would have been like, yeah, great, unless he's saving that for another pay-per-view or whatever.
It's clear they're doing this again, so
yeah,
maybe we will see that next time. We had, the manga kind of build this time. Maybe it's a another homage to his heritage in the next one with the body paint. Or maybe they're not doing it. Maybe they're just sticking a middle finger up at us and saying, you're not getting it.
Screw you.
I did wonder, not for this match, but for a previous match, or maybe just on the SmackDown and Raw following, whether it would have been cool to see Finn Balor do a kind of like a fiend demon kind of get up as a tribute. But yeah, I don't know how that would have been received. I would have thought it was cool, but
I would have thought it was cool as well.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see, but I think it. Yeah. Oh, well, you could do it again, I suppose, as a tribute.
Yeah.
Not so cool to do as a heel, so maybe if he ever turns face again, he can. Do it.
Well, there are rumors that one of the Judgment Day is going to turn babyface.
The interesting thing that you could do there with the Judgment Day is if JD McDonough does join the Judgment Day, and then JD McDonough spearheads the ousting of Finn Balor from the group. After all of the trouble he's had with Damian Priest, actually, he becomes buds with Damian Priest and they just kick Finn Balor out. That would be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be classic Judgment Day in terms of what they did to Edge. So that would be cool. I've written your story for you there, WWE. So the check's in the mail, I'm sure. Predictions. We both went for Seth Rollins, as we have basically alluded to over the course of discussing this match, which means we finish out the day on 5 apiece. It's another event tied.
Just 5 points.
Just 5 ties is how many we've had in this quarter, I think. Which means that our predictions today are as follows. Unsurprisingly, Dan is still ahead by 1 because the score's just gone up by the same amount. I am now on 26. You are now on 27, which is one more than 26, and that's maths. You can't argue with that. And our last thing to do for this show is to give this show a rating. So I ask you, Dan, as I'm sure the mind is whirring as to what the rating system is going to be for this one. I would ask you today to give me a rating out of 5 gigantic forehead bruises.
Well, I did quite enjoy it. But at the same time, it was fine. So I'm not going to go 2.5, but I'm not going to go to 3. I'm going to go 2.75.
Okay. I'm a bit more generous than that. The fact that I stayed up and watched it, and there were parts where I'm like, oh, I just want to sleep, were slightly disappointing. But I think overall there was enough to pull it up to a 3. The steel cage match, the street fight, Jey Uso, parts of the main event. I think 3 is a fair kind of score.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a bit more than you.
Okay.
And I think that might be the first time this quarter that our rating has differed. We've been pretty consistent throughout so far, but there you go. Okay then. With that in mind, we will begin to draw to a conclusion. Barring continuing technical difficulties, next week will be a double of AEW All Out and Impact Wrestling Victory Road. But being as one of my computers is dead, yes, I've killed another computer, we'll wait and see. We've got a goal.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can reach it. Until next week, I've been Jez.
I've been Dan.
This has been the Main Event Podcast. Toodles.
Bye.